persistence is not the will to win, but the will to keep going when you want to give up. It is a powerful reminder that success is not about always winning, but about never giving up. It's easy to be persistent when things are going well and you're seeing results, but the real test of persistence is when things are tough and you're feeling discouraged. That's when it's important to remember why you started in the first place and to keep moving forward, even when it feels like you're not making any progress. Here's some tips for staying persistent. Set clear and achievable goals. When you know what you're working towards, it's easier to stay motivated. Break down your goals into smaller steps. This will make them seem less daunting and more achievable. Celebrate your successes along the way. This will help you stay motivated and on track. Don't be afraid to fail. Failure is a part of the learning process. Don't let it discourage you. Just pick yourself up and keep going. Find a mentor or support group. Having people to support you and encourage you along the way can make a big difference. Remember, persistence is not about always winning. It's about never giving up on your dreams. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 different publishers before her first Harry Potter book was finally accepted. She could have easily given up after the first few rejections, but she persisted and eventually achieved her dream of becoming a published author. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He could have let this discouragement stop him from pursuing his dream of playing basketball professionally, but he didn't. He worked hard and eventually became one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Winfrey was fired from her job as a news anchor because she was unfit for television. She could have let this setback discourage her, but she didn't. She went on to become one of the most successful talk show hosts of all time. Walt Disney was fired from his job at a newspaper because his editor said he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. He then started his own animation company, which went bankrupt. But Disney didn't give up. He kept working hard and eventually created Mickey Mouse and the Walt Disney Company, which is now one of the most successful entertainment companies in the world. Stephen King's first novel, Carrie, was rejected by 30 different publishers before it was finally accepted. But King persisted and eventually became one of the most successful authors of all time, with over 350 million books sold worldwide. Albert Einstein didn't speak until he was 4 years old and didn't read till he was 7. He was also expelled from school for being disruptive. But Einstein persisted and eventually became one of the greatest physicists of all time, developing the theory of relativity, which revolutionized our understanding of the universe. Helen Keller was born deaf and blind, but she didn't let her disabilities stop her. With the help of her teacher, Anne Sullivan, Keller learned to communicate and eventually became a writer, lecturer, and political activist. She was the first deaf and blind person to earn a bachelor's degree. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 27 years for his fight against apartheid in South Africa, but he never gave up on his dream of a free and democratic South Africa. After his release from prison, he became the first Black president of South Africa and helped to usher in a new era of peace and equality. Malala Yousafzai was shot in the head by the Taliban for advocating for girls' education in Pakistan, but she survived and went on to become a Nobel Peace Prize laureate and a global advocate for education. Elon Musk is the founder and CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink. He has faced many setbacks and challenges in his career, but he's always persisted. Tesla was on the verge of bankruptcy multiple times, but Musk kept the company afloat and eventually made it one of the most successful automakers in the world. SpaceX was also facing bankruptcy in its early days, but Musk managed to turn it around and make it the first private company to send humans to space. These are just a few examples of people who have achieved great things through persistence. If you have a dream, don't give up on it. Keep working hard and never give up on your goals. Helen Keller often says optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. So Oprah Winfrey often says, the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Remember, you are capable of great things. Believe in yourself and never give up on your dreams.